And now, straight from the Law-Abiding Biker Media Studio,
out of sunny Yakima, Washington,
we bring you another episode of the
#1 listen to motorcycle podcast.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
That is right. This episode brought to you by Biker Planet, guys. That's right. This episode, it's more than just a largest niche biker dating site. It's an entire social community of bikers. Make sure to check it out using our custom link so you, of course, can get all the perks. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Biker Planet. Let's hit it. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the 99%. It didn't come through. That's the problem. All right. We got BD Kane on the other end via Blab. So we're remote, and it's because I'm playing music, you couldn't hear him. All right, guys, we've got quite an episode for you. Of course, by listening to this very podcast, you are part of what we call the biker revolution. That's right. More so than any time in history, we are large and in charge of the motorcycle scene. All right, guys. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law-Abiding Biker Podcast, and of course, your high-tech redneck. And I got to ask you, we're live via Blab. How did that sound on the other end there, BD Kane, the music and stuff?
Didn't hear the music on the live version.
See,
I know the music by heart as you get ready to play it because I've sat on the other side, so I just guess it.
Yep, and that's good to know because that is one of the problems when you're doing live blabs or live video is getting the music to be able to hear that along with the voice like we do real time in the studio type stuff. It works when we just do the audio, when we're just doing our audio player like we do a lot of our live episodes, but when you're doing Blab, for some reason, same with Google Hangouts, it's the same thing. Talking, no problem, but it does not like multiple audio inputs. So if that sounded a little weird, maybe it just sounded unplugged to you guys on that end. So anyways, so we got an episode for you guys, and I got the seat. There's 4 seats here in Blab, and if you're listening in podcast format later, make sure you head over to lawabidingbiker.com/live. Get signed up over there. There's an email list. The only emails you will get on that email list is when we are going live. I make it very simple. I put whether it's audio, whether it's video, whether it's Blab, whether it's whatever platform it is, by getting that email, there's always a button, whether it's listen live or watch live or anything like that. And that will take you directly to, when the time comes to go live, that button will take you to wherever that may be. So we try to keep it effortless, try to keep it super easy for you guys. So again, get signed up. And if you're available, you can come over and experience the live video and or the live audio. All right, BD Kane, we got quite an oh yeah, go ahead. You look like you had something to say.
Nope, I was just getting prepared.
Okay, just prepping himself. All right. So we got an episode for you guys. We're going to talk a little bit today about, I guess our main topic would be Biker Planet. You heard up front there, the first time I rolled with our Biker Planet sponsor for this podcast. We want to talk a little bit about that platform and a little bit about what we've learned and what it may have to offer for you. And then we've got a voicemail, which is cool. It's about the boombox and some map type stuff. We got a fun email, and we'll see where it goes from there. I do want to mention real quick that we have I try to mention these videos. We have a huge list of them. This was put out some time ago, but since I have BD Kane on the mic, do you want to tell them about this install detachable trunk on Harley Touring and what that's about and what it can offer them? It's one of our, not free, but it's one of our higher end for purchase videos.
Yeah, that was actually my bike. I have a 2014 Ultra Limited, and Harley Davidson makes a detachable trunk kit for it that is a complete kit. It has everything from replaces the trunk mount. It has the 4-point system for you to mount it onto it. It also has a license plate relocation setup, which I'm not using that anymore. I've actually mounted the plate to my fender, but you can use it just with me when I have it off and I want to use my rack or my back. I prefer to have the plate a little bit lower so it's not hitting it at all. But great video. We had a lot of fun with it. It will work for numerous bikes, 2014 and newer ultra limiteds. If you have the permanent trunk and you're wanting to remove it, and on the video and the show notes, it has the exact parts that you need. But it will also work for you if you have a street glide. Say like you have a street glide or an ultra classic, and you want to add a trunk. Well, you can get this video. All you got to do is get the trunk and the 4-point system, and where the video starts, where the video is going to start with us starting right from scratch, taking off the old trunk. But then it goes to the point where we install the 4-point and we actually install the trunk to the new detachable trunk mount. So this video is good for you too. Street glide guy looking to add a trunk, or an ultra classic looking to make their trunk detachable. Still work, just a little bit different because of the lighting. The ultra limited kit has some LED lights that you have to put onto your saddlebags because the lights in 2014 and newer are actually built into the trunk. But for the ultra classics and stuff, you'll be able to skip past that. So good video. I really recommend it, not just because it was my bike and I helped make it, but I've had some friends that have looked at it and they're like, hey man, this was very thorough. Even though I have a street glide, I have no doubt that I could turn around and put a trunk and a 4-point system on my bike.
Yeah, sweet. I was messing with audio there. Did you mention kind of the years that it's probably more specific to?
Yeah, 2014 and newer, ultra limiteds for the exact kit that we put on. And then for street glides, it'll work just as well. You just got to buy the trunk, and you can turn around and buy the detachable trunk and the 4-point system, and it'll work for you. Or the ultra classic, you just won't. You'll just buy the individual parts that you need.
Right. Very cool. And so we've got 44 people here. This is really cool on Blab. And I have the seat lock, guys. We can have 4 people, but right now I'm going to keep it locked only because we're going to get through the business. And then depending on time at the end, we might open it up and see if there's any random questions, if somebody wants to jump in on that seat or whatever. But all right, before we get right into that, I just want to thank a couple people that also are very responsible for bringing this episode to you. And they're our patrons, guys. 3 brand new patrons: Mark Ritzig of Grove City, Pennsylvania, and Aussie Moore of I'm Not Sure Where, and Grant Perry of Soldotna, Alaska. All right, very cool. That's right, guys. They took action. They want to make sure this podcast reaches as many bikers around the world that it possibly can. They want to support us. They want to see it keep going. They went over to lawabidingbikers.com/Patreon, Patreon. They pledged a certain amount per piece of content. And of course, there's no risk to them because they can set a monthly cap. Head over there, guys. There's some perks and benefits, and our private Facebook group, and some t-shirts and other things like that. But we really appreciate those people stepping up to the plate and taking action for us. And in fact, I saw one at least patron right here in the Blab Live episode.
Yeah, we really appreciate y'all. And the cool thing is you brought up t-shirts, man. Don't forget we got to start letting people know. People have been begging for those mechanic shirts, and we're going to be having those come out. Very
cool. BD Kane's working on that behind the scenes. Of course, in our store, we have the t-shirts, the one I'm wearing, in fact, right here. And those are available for purchase over at lawabidingbiker.com/store. And then, so we've been, BD Kane's right. We've been asked for the shop shirts a lot that you see us wearing, and we just hadn't been able to bring them to the store yet. And so BD Kane's working on that. So, all right, so let's dive in to our main topic here, BD Kane, and that is the Biker Planet sponsor. And, I will just say up front that you guys know us here at Law Abiding Biker Media by now. We're very, very careful about who we associate with, and only because hopefully, and I know by now because of the communications I have, you guys have really come to know, like, and trust us. And I would never do anything to break that for any monetary value whatsoever. In fact, we have had other companies that I don't believe are reputable reach out to us to sponsor and offer money, and I won't do that. We're not going to sell ourselves to put something out that we don't think is useful or something that could benefit you, something that we believe is reputable. So we always check into a lot of stuff. So obviously, I'll tell you that Biker Planet, we obviously did a lot of research. And this is actually was one of BD Kane here is working hard behind the scenes, doing a lot of this stuff and working with companies and making sure we're doing the right things there. So I'll just open it up with that. And then what do you got? How do you want to roll into this, BD Kane? And
well, we can start with let's start with the key thing here, that the company contacted us and thought that they had a market that we could help expand. And we've done some sponsorship stuff with this, but right from the get-go in dealing with Corey and the Biker Planet people, we had to make sure they were a good fit. And I told them, hey, I want to make sure we're a good fit for you. And so there was a lot of research done on this, guys. We're not going to bring a company to you and endorse them just because for the money or anything. Because I'll be honest with you, you guys trust us, just like Ryan said. And this company, I said, listen to our podcast, watch our videos, figure out if we're for you. And we did the same. Did a lot of research on this website company. We think it is a good fit. Not only do I like the guys that I've met over there, but it's a really good fit for you guys, because there are a lot of people that, all these followers, 2.1 million hits or something like that on our YouTube, all the podcast downloads. There's people at this website. We think it can bring something to you. It's an internet-based company. But it's more than a dating site or anything like that. And we know that we got listeners. I just got an email the other day about a guy that was saying, hey, I love what you guys are doing. My wife died a couple years ago. It's so nice to have something. And I'm sitting there thinking, this right here is perfect opportunity. Some guy just found us. His wife has died. We are here for the 99% bikers. Let's afford them some opportunities and some cool ways to interact with others.
Yeah. Well said, man. Well said. So I'll just tell you, some of you may or may not have heard of Biker Planet. So it's primarily known as a online biker dating site. It's the largest niche biker dating site. They're very, very large, and the company behind that. And but there is, as we dug in and did a little bit of research ourselves and talking to them, we found out it's a bit more than just a biker dating site. And we'll talk a little bit about the user interface. And, there's sometimes some negative connotations with certain dating sites out there. And I get it, because I've seen some of them, and they're, can be rather, some of them can be rather trashy or link bait, just to get you to click on stuff. And you guys know what I'm talking about, but I will tell you that this is not that. And that's why we did our research and wanted to make sure and that we're, comfortable bringing them on, that it's a very top-notch, clean, transparent type site that is just trying to hook bikers up to socialize and whatnot. So we did find it's a little bit more than that. What do you say, you BD Kane?
Yeah, I tell you, the getting onto the site, if you're a single guy and you're looking for somebody
or single gal
you can meet or single gal, yeah, absolutely, to meet somebody, this is a great website for that. It's very user friendly. People literally go in, they can subscribe, they can originally sign up for free, but if you want to unlock all the stuff, Biker Planet was cool enough to give us a deal for all of our listeners, 50% off, basically for the rest of their subscription.
Lifetime, right?
If you use our portal, yeah, lifetime. And so it's very cool. They really wanted a reputable company that they had done the research on us beforehand, and then they even did some more on us. And they wanted a company that they could go to and hope to attract individuals, that male or female, they're looking for this. But they really stressed with me, this is more than a dating site. They've noticed a big increase in situations where people are joining, and they're doing it for the chat rooms where people can go in and talk, where you can meet people from from the city that you're in. One of the cool things I did is I went in, logged in, and was searching around, and I was able to see a whole bunch of people from Seattle, and they were actually chatting about getting together to go for a ride, in a couple weeks. So they're more than just, if you're, guy, gal, looking for somebody to hang out with, ride with. There was one I thought was really cool. Gal saying, "Hey, I'm just looking to ride with people, and here I am," and pictures of their bikes, and I just thought that was pretty cool, especially if you're a biker and you know that there's a site that's dedicated to you, that understands you, and then plus they have the extras. Like I said, the chat room, being able to meet new people. If you move to a new town, I thought it was pretty cool that you could literally go into any city and see who's linked in there, arrange for rides and stuff. So pretty cool.
Yeah, no, well said. And it is a lot. What I say is, and the funny thing is, my mom is actually single right now. And so she's not a biker, but, she uses another dating site. And if you're going to, my deal is if you're going to do that or you want to socialize, why not go to a place where you already got rid of all these people because they're not interested in what you're interested in. You're going to a niche place where you're like, okay, these people are obviously here because they like motorcycles and they like the motorcycle culture and the lifestyle. And so I can just shave off the top, and at least I know I'm starting with a foundation of people that like what I like. And, it's a community like Rick says, where you can get in and talk about things that are not necessarily dating related and do the meetups and the rides. It's really like Facebook. I'm not saying that. And as far as the user interface goes, it's different. Of course, they've got their own UI, but it's basically Facebook niched, social platform niched to what they do, which is the biker lifestyle and all that. So there is a lot of really cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and this isn't a new company. This company, and they owned several sites, but this company's been around for a lot of years. So they know their market. They're all professionals. They were great to work with. Anytime I had a question, I'm sure Corey was like, "Oh, holy smokes, Rick! You keep asking me all these questions about what do we stand for, and are you a good fit?" And I think that that was nice that they accepted me, kind of doing a little extra on that and making sure that it was a good fit, and then working with me to make sure that I felt comfortable bringing this forward to lawabidingbiker.com and Lab Media, because at the end of the day, if people go on there and they meet somebody, if they're single and they meet somebody and it works out, great for them, this is an opportunity that some of our listeners may have never heard of this site before. And so we got to think outside the box sometimes here at Lab. And yeah, we talk a lot about parts and we talk about mechanical stuff and we talk about some fun stuff like our trips. But at the same point, we have to hit everything that all of our listeners do. And it's not uncommon, like I said in those emails. And Ryan, you and Matt have seen them where people are saying, my wife died or my wife divorced me a couple years ago. And your guys' podcast got me back into biking and I'm feeling like I'm whole again. And boom, all of a sudden now I'm thinking, hey, this can be something positive for our viewers, and let's see how this goes.
Absolutely. And well said, man. Well said. So that's it, guys. I want to tell you a little bit about obviously the user interface, and I put the link over here. We really encourage you guys to at least go check it out. There is no risk. There is no commitment. It's free to check out. You can use our special custom link. Make sure you use our special custom link, guys, to head over there to get all the perks and the lifetime discount of 50%. Should you choose to become a full member, that's over. And it's easy to remember, guys. It's lawabidingbiker.com/bikerplanet. So just remember that, lawabidingbiker.com/bikerplanet. Just at least go check it out. Like I say, there's no commitment, but that helps us out. We just want to get some people over there and tell us what you think. You can always put your comments, on the website below this episode, lawabidingbiker.com/ and whatever episode number it is. And we're getting a lot of claps. I like that. Very cool on Blab here. And hit the link and at least spend some time over there and see if it's something for you. We would really, really appreciate that kind of support for just checking it out. And you can chat over there. You can search. You can see who's online. You can browse photos. You can check your own private mailbox right over there, guys. And like we say, it'll at least give you a look around using our link and give you some access. But of course, for full member access, there are a membership fee. And of course, like we say, it is 50% off plan rides or meetups over there, or just socialize, guys. And so you're going to be hearing that throughout the first part of 2016 here. You're going to be hearing us, and we just didn't want to throw it out. We wanted to let you know what it is. Of course, they obviously, the Biker Planet folks obviously care about the motorcycle community because they're willing to step up to the plate and sponsor this very show. Of course, they want to get their name out to you. That's very clear. And we're willing to do that to help them. But again, at the end of the day, by them, sponsoring this show, it's helping put fuel in our tank, the Law-Abiding Biker fuel tank, so we can keep this thing heading on down the road. Again, lawabidingbiker.com/Biker Planet. Any last thoughts on that, Rick, before we move on?
Yeah, just a quick one. Researching the site and researching the employees over there, and just let you guys know they're legit. They're good people. And they even have customer service people that you can answer questions to, that will help if you are looking for somebody to meet on a romantic side, or even if it's just the chat room side. But I'll tell you, they actually have this personal counselor I've noticed, where she'll go in and talk to you and stuff like that. And so they really care. It's not just a matter of them trying to get your money, get you logged in, and so you can hook up with somebody. I mean, they truly are trying to have something more than that, have a community. And that's the one thing that Corey and Biker Planet wanted me to impress upon. And if I didn't think that was true, it wouldn't be on this podcast. I mean, I truly was impressed with the company. So give them a shout out, give them a try, even if it's just for, hooking up for a ride or something like that.
Yeah. All right. Awesome, man. And appreciate all your hard work behind the scenes. I'm going to play the mid-roll that I made and see what y'all think out there on the blabosphere, the blab right now. And, all right, let me play the 60-second mid-roll that you guys are going to be hearing. That's right, Bikeaholics. This episode brought to you by our friends over at Biker Planet. They obviously care about the biker community by supporting this very show. So what do you say we show them some love, huh? Biker Planet, it's more than just the largest niche biker dating site. It's an entire social community of bikers, even if you're not interested in dating. Looking for a dating relationship? Well, then find a dating relationship with someone that loves motorcycles and the lifestyle just like you. Not looking for a date? No problemo. Then just head over there and connect with bikers around the world. Plan rides, meetups, or heck, just socialize. The website is super clean and user-friendly. Chat, search, see who's online, browse photos, check your own private mailbox. That's right, no commitment, and it's free to check out. Use our special custom link, though, so you get all the perks and a lifetime discount of 50% should you choose to become a full member. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Biker Planet. That is the link to use. So we can do a couple things here. We've got, now that we've got that done, we've got a voicemail we can play, and I can open up a blab seat. I think that would be kind of fun, and see if anybody wants to come on in. Let's see. Clifford is asking to join. Let me hit OK and see. And if you guys come on, we'll say hi real quick. We'll just do a little community thing. Clifford, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
We can't see your face, brother.
There you go. How's that?
Hey, awesome. It's good to see that face there, Cliff. What do you got for the community today? You got any questions or anything you want to throw out there to the biker community?
Well, I just wanted to let you know I really appreciate all that you've been doing. I know it's a lot of hard work you guys have been doing. And I just ordered a set of heated grips, the ones you recommended, Harley Davidson ones, and I'm waiting for them to come in, and I already got your video on it, and I noticed that you added a secondary piece to it, so where to plug in. That was really cool. I'm glad you found that. It's going to make it a lot easier to do it.
Awesome.
So I
and
appreciate it. Thank you.
absolutely, Cliff. And thanks for being involved in the live blab here. It's really awesome to see, guys, because I see your name and I see emails and things. It's always good to put that face. Now, what he's talking about is the heated grips video over at lawabidingbiker.com/Harley heated grips. And just like all our videos, what Cliff's talking about is I always provide multiple video files. And so what happens is, as we find out new things, once you purchase one of those videos like Cliff did, you have lifetime updates. And we obviously we do the main video and then we add video files such as he's talking about. We recorded another year of bike, because really the only differences on installing heated grips is really where you tie into power on the different years. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. And so I think that's what Cliff's talking about, is one of the video files in there to show a different bike that was similar to his. What year bike was it, Cliff?
2015 Street Glide.
That's right. Is that a Street Glide Special or Street Glide?
Special. Yeah, flat black.
Yeah.
That's the only color I would have.
Look at all those claps. No love for the Ultras, huh?
Yeah, it's a good bike. I'll tell you what. I had a 12, and they did so many different things to that bike to improve it. I had to trade in the 12. I bought the 15.
That's very cool. Did you notice a lot? Because I came from an 11 Street Glide, and now I'm rocking the 2014 Street Glide Special. Are you one of those like me that really noticed just quite a difference when you get on that thing? You're like, is this even the same company? Because they made a lot of changes.
They really did. I can't even believe it. And real quick, I had a stroke many years ago. It was a massive one, and it messed up my right hand. So I always had an issue. I belong to a motorcycle club, and I always had to set back a little bit more than everybody else, and because my right hand wouldn't really be in the control that I wanted to on the front brake. And with the new braking system, I'll tell you what, I'm riding like everybody else now. What a blessing.
That's awesome. Can you say your last name for me, brother, again?
Sure, Peranio.
Clifford Peranio.
Yeah, you could call me Trip.
Trip. Okay. Now,
yeah, that's my club name.
What for everybody watching Blab and listen to the podcast? Where are you hailing from there? What part of the country?
Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to know what the weather's like there, Cliff, because it's freaking snowing again right here where I am, and my bike, I can't even get it out of the driveway. Okay, go ahead and just tease me and tell me what the temperature is there.
It's probably about 72 right now.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been stinking hot until really today. I mean, hot, where it was like unheard of. I mean, we have no cool weather till right now. So finally it's going to cool down. I guess you guys, you talking about hundreds all the time.
Like 65 degrees. Oh, it's freezing cold. It's cooled down so nicely finally here in Florida.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. It's finally just a break. No, you're right, Clifford. And so that's the interesting thing about where we are in the eastern part of Washington State is it's desert. And so what happens is we get extreme hots up to 110 degrees in the summer. We get all four seasons, the spring, fall, winter, and all that. And then in the winter, it can get down to 10 below zero, and it can snow a foot. And so it just hammers us with the most extreme desert type fluctuation of weather. So we get to see it all.
Yeah, I lived
in... and it's...
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cliff.
I lived in...
Well, I was going to say...
There's a delay.
Sorry.
Okay, hang on.
This is the live delay thing.
Yeah, go ahead, BD Kane, go.
Yeah, and the funny thing, Cliff, is what he's saying is that even me being 70 miles away from him, because they're all up in central Washington, and I'm a little bit further south near the Oregon border. Last week, we had 36, 37 degrees with no snow on the ground, and I go up for our sworn few meeting up at Ryan's house, and he's got 14 inches of snow in some of his back parking lot area. So even the 70 miles difference, that we call it the banana belt down here. So it can really get a big sway there. So I'm assuming you guys probably get some of the same in northern Florida versus southern Florida. Weather a little bit different, or?
Yeah, northern Florida, you can get snow up there. You know, sometimes. Down here, where just east of Lake Okeechobee, so by the ocean on the east side. So it's really nice. It's perfect for all riding all year long. And I'll tell you what, that's really that makes my day where I can ride. And but I was going to say, I lived in Tucson for a few years. And the first time I rode in Tucson, and I rode from Tucson to Phoenix, and it was over 100 degrees, but it was so dry. I felt my body sweating, but nothing got wet. It was I'll never forget that. That was a really weird feeling.
Yeah. How long have you been in Florida now?
Most of my life. I was born in New York and moved out when I was 18, and I stayed here till 91, and then I moved back here in 99. So I've been back since 99 also. So a lot of years.
That's great. Now, how long have you been hooked up with Law Abiding Biker Media, and can you tell us how I'm always very genuinely curious, how did you find us?
I found you by accident on YouTube, and that started the whole thing. And, watching your videos, the free ones, I'm saying you really, wanted to do the right thing all along. So I signed up and I became a patron, and I'm really happy with you guys, what you do. And I know it takes a lot, and I really, really appreciate it.
Oh man, that's just great to hear. And that simple stuff. And Clifford's obviously a patron member. He supports us per piece of content, and God bless you for that. And we like to hear that because obviously I put in long hours. BD Kane does, everybody behind the scenes. And to hear that stuff really genuinely, it means so much to me, because it lets me know, because we're not always sure exactly how to do it. We're never going to please everybody. We get that, but we at least want to please the majority. And so to hear that it confirms that we are hopefully headed in the right direction and doing the right things, because our ultimate goal is to help the biker community. But yeah, we put in a lot of hours too. And of course we try to monetize a little bit. There's a ton of operating costs, and patrons like you, amazing, man. I absolutely couldn't have taken this far without guys like you, Cliff. So God bless you and thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You betcha. Hey, BD Kane, you have any?
One more thing.
Oh yeah, go for it.
The biker gripper, I got that, and I have an iPhone 6. And I bought, because of your recommendation, I got the Vance and Hines. I bought the Monster slip-ons, and I got the
450 Titans. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got the what do you call the electronica thing? What do you call that?
The FP3, Vance and Hines FP3.
Yeah. Sorry, I forget.
So was it? You watched that video, Cliff? Did you watch the video on how to install it? So was it really easy to follow along?
Extremely. So that's why I'm saying everything you guys are doing, it's like, I'm just pleased. So, I know a lot about bikes, but I can always learn more. And there was a few things that I didn't know, and you really made it easy.
That's great. And for reference for the listening audience and the live audience, our Fuel Pack 3 installation video is free, and just head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Fuel Pack, PAK, and the number 3. That's a very popular free install, everything you need to know to get up and running with the Fuel Pack. And then you got your heated grips on. You're all with our heated grips video. You're all good to go.
I got that on, but I didn't put them on yet. I'm waiting for their back order. So I'm waiting for them to come in. There's a motorcycle Harley Davidson dealership that I do get parts. I don't know. It's at least 20% off.
Okay.
It's broad. What is broad something? Hold on one second.
There's a few of them out there.
Yeah, there are a few. And I found that one. So far, he's been real good to me.
Good.
His name is Anthony for the online
Which brand or which model of the grips are you getting?
You know, I don't know the part number, but the ones that match my streak light special.
Okay.
With the 15, you know, the lines in them.
Yes.
It would be those right there.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. BD Kane, you got anything for Clifford while we got him on the horn here? It's awesome.
No, just appreciate your being a patron and chatting in the rooms and stuff and giving us encouragement, because without the emails and the comments of encouragement, sometimes, you know, we're running on empty, coming home from working 12-hour cop shifts or something like that, and spending 4 to 6 hours, sometimes more. Ryan's case doing the editing and Matt's case. And so without you guys, we couldn't do this. And it's kind of funny, you know, last week, somebody had made a comment like, well, the video was just a teaser to one of your pay for videos, and they're all like this. And I replied back to them, 95% of our videos are free, man. All you got to do is go to YouTube and look at them. But yeah, we do sell a small amount. But all this technology that you're seeing, if you listen to the first podcast to now, Ryan puts that money right back into the business to make the equipment better. It allows us to buy parts to turn around and put them. Sometimes it's not even our bikes. We're like getting other people's bikes and we're putting these parts on, just trying to create more content for you guys. And so remember that without you guys, and especially the encouragement, even sometimes more than the money, Ryan can look at me if he wants to, kind of weird about that, but I'm telling you, the encouragement means a lot to me. So
no,
I know that because, you know, my brother was a cop in New York, and I'll tell you what, I don't know how you guys find time to be able to do this. I mean, because not only you have your regular shift, but you got but you have all the other stuff that, you know, you have to do. And then you have your family and your lives, and I mean, you want to be able to ride and have fun too. And I was thinking about that the other day. Even on your riding, that's all you guys are doing. It's got your GoPros on and this and that. And it's crazy. I mean, you need a better life. So I really appreciate it. I really, really do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, go ahead, Rick.
Ryan always teases me that right now I'm just kind of on the peripheral, do a lot of the back end stuff. But, you know, he always teases me that one day we hope that when we retire in 10 years from police work, after I've been in since 1997 in some way, shape, or form. But I'll tell you, we hope that when we retire, we'll have plenty of time to dedicate not only to lab, but doing some more writing too. So thank you, Cliff.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we have another seat open, guys, if you want. And yeah, thanks, Cliff, very much for joining us, brother. We're going to open another seat up, okay?
All right. Thank you.
And if we ever come to Florida, I've got your stuff. You're in Patron. We're eventually going to take a trip there. We will definitely meet up with you.
I'll tell you what, if you do, I mean, I'm only like an hour and a half from Disney World and all the other resorts up there. And I'm sure there's a bike that I could get you on when you're here.
Very cool, man. Appreciate it. We're doing a new trip every year. Of course, our summer trip, and eventually that will be one of them. So, all right, buddy. Thanks again.
Take care. Peace on you.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
All right. So if anybody else is listening and wants to jump on, just like Cliff did, that was completely unplanned. And you never know how Blab's going to go. I have material to get us through, Rick. I've got a few more things. I don't want to go too long. Well, we're about 45 minutes, so that's good. But I've got more material. But I also, when we do Blabs, we don't do them every time. I like to invite the watching community. If you want to jump in, there is an unlocked seat, and you can tell us about yourself or ask questions, or we can talk bikes or whatever you want. And so that seat is sitting open, and in case you want to do that. All right, so while we're waiting, in case somebody does want to jump on, we'll see it. Just give it a moment, because I may be talking about something else, but just wait there and I'll see it. Let's thank a couple people. Of course, we talked about patrons with Clifford there. Wasn't that cool? A patron on top of it.
Yeah, that was really cool. I tried to get Base Demon or bass demon. I'm not sure what you go by there, but I'm thinking bass because I'm going to play music myself. But he can't get on. He's a patron too, so it's good to see him on here.
Oh, very awesome. Very awesome. Thanks for being in the room, brother. And I'm trying to look at the comments over there. And again, all you podcast listeners, of course, it always comes out in podcast. You may be listening later, and we appreciate that too. And don't forget to get signed up over on our live page, lawabidingbiker.com/live. So we just down to earth. You know, I've never met him in person, never actually talked to him. I've emailed Clifford, jumps on here and just is like so down to earth and comfortable on here. And just, that's what this whole platform is about, guys. Just bikers talking to bikers, bikers helping bikers. Clifford jumps on. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cool to just, I never knew on my Sunday morning here I was going to meet Clifford and get to talk to him in the Blab. You know, it absolutely, for lack of a better word, tickles me, Rick. It tickles my fancy.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. I tell you what, you join Biker Planet, you'll have some tickled fancies done too.
Oh,
geez. Like good to go.
Oh,
good to go.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, I'll tell you this much. Hey, don't forget, we've had some donations too.
Oh yeah. Why don't
we
you
need to talk about?
Actually, because I'm going to thank them only because I can play the music on my end and it'll go into the final podcast episode. Otherwise, I'd have you do it. Because I won't be able to hear you over it. So let me thank those real quick. And that's a great deal, Rick, for bringing that up. Of course, we really appreciate the patrons like you just saw, Clifford there. The patrons, and they pledge a certain amount per piece of content. Of course, we never balk at a flat donation, guys. And if you want to just give a flat donation, it also helps put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank so we can keep this thing heading on down the road. Edward Friday of Shalimar, Florida, substantial donation, commented on it when he left the donation. He said, this is for the great recent free videos. Man, God bless you, Edward. Christian Mel of Greenfield, California. Another one of our Californians down there. Very, very big audience down in California. God bless you guys down there. Cameron Thacker of Katy, Texas. Shout out to all our Texas listeners. They just simply they took action, guys. They went over to lawabidingbiker.com/donate. That's right. You right now listening in podcast format, you running. That's right. You walking your dog. That's right. You driving your 18-wheeler. Pull it over. Pull that big rig over and take action. lawabidingbiker.com/donate. We appreciate the support. The room is open for Blab, but I'm not seeing anybody's joining it right now. So let's move into this voicemail. BD Kanan, I hope you can hear it. We're experimenting with Blab. It's still in beta, of course. So hopefully you'll be able to hear this. Here we go.
Ryan, this is Greg Ehring. I've got a question for you. Has to do with upgrading the GPS software, or maps, if you will, on a 2014 premium boom box audio on Harley Davidson motorcycles. I have a 2014 Ultra Limited, and I noticed that the current map in there is a 2012 Q2, but yet I purchased my bike in the third quarter of 2014. I was just wondering what you knew about this, and I'm sure you've done some investigating. I'm interested in what you found. Thank you.
So he bought a new Harley, basically, and he noticed that he bought a 2014 Harley, and he went in and noticed that his maps, GPS maps in the boombox, of course, the 6.5 is the one that has the GPS. The smaller 4.3 version is non-touchscreen and it doesn't have integrated GPS. That's a question we get a lot. It's only the larger 6.5. Well, he went into it. We get this question a lot, and he's looking, of course, and he looks at his map versions, and he's looking at Q2, quarter two, I take it, or Q12, he said, or something. I'm not sure. But he's looking basically at a 2014 Harley, and he's looking at 2012 maps in his boombox. And he's wondering, and he's asking us, is that what's going on there? Shouldn't I have new maps? I have an answer. I know you probably have the same answer. If you want to shoot from the hip, go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a question that we get almost weekly through our different email formats. The most recent map right now that NaviExtras has will cost you $150, or if you feel better about it, I'll tell you $149.99. But it's only for the second quarter of 2014 is their most recent map. So even with that, even if he was to upgrade and spend that money, he's not even getting something that's, as of right now. And that's one of the things that people, when we converse back and forth in emails, they'll be like, well, I'd be better off having my Harley Davidson Garmin, Nuvi Garmin on my handlebars, because at least that, the map upgrades, I think we priced them out at about $30 to $40 a piece. Obviously there's other GPSs out there, like my GPS gives me free lifetime updates. But yeah, I mean, I think it's all about money. I've tweeted and emailed the Harley Davidson factory and gave them my 2 cents saying I'm spending all this extra money for the Ultra or the Road Glide Special or the Street Glide Special. And then the maps are that old. My maps are also from 2012. I'm not going to pay to update them $150 for second quarter 2014. When I know that a lot of the new streets in my area aren't even on Google Maps yet. So I guess it all depends what you want to do. But I do see a couple comments that come in every week, people that support us, and they're like, yeah, I'm just going to take my old Harley Davidson GPS that I had on my handlebars all these years, and I'm a put it on there. At least I know that it's current, but that's something everybody has to weigh on their own. I've been pretty fortunate where I've wanted to go. This GPS has gotten me there so far.
Yeah. Well said, and I knew we think in the same lines on that. So yeah, it does suck. It sucks that Harley Davidson is doing that, and that the problem is they're making the boom boxes. NaviExtras is the company that Rick mentioned. They actually make the maps for the GPS. Of course, at any time, if you guys want, we have our most popular videos to date are our boombox tutorial series over at lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boombox, and over there's the basic Harley boombox video, get you up and running, all the hidden menus, tips, tricks, how to operate that thing efficiently and not be frustrated. Then the second one is what we're talking about. The second video in that series is the map and system software update. And then number 3 is the ride planner, how to integrate and make maps online, how to use that software. It's free, and then get it up into your boombox. But that map update, the NaviExtras, we've looked, and we had this question, I don't know, when I remember Lurch being in the studio, and we actually did it real time. We pulled up NaviExtras, and I want to say you're looking at like just to update like $170 or something to the new.
Yeah, I was with you guys.
Okay, you were with us.
You guys. It was an episode. Yeah, they've got it on sale. At least that was last week when I looked. It was on sale for $149.99 or $95 or something like that. So I'm going to guess they must be getting ready to produce out another one pretty soon. But there's a lot of positives to this. We get so many emails each week. We got one just this late last week where a guy was saying, hey, I talked to Harley Davidson and they say that you can't import or export maps. And I'm like, hey, I don't know why the dealer's telling you that, because I've done it, 4 trips myself. It does work, but he's following the directions. And of course, in the book with the Ultra Limited, I can't speak for the Street Glide, but there's a boombox owner's manual. It tells you how to do things. And on page 100 to 101, it tells you how to upload. That just goes to show that even these dealers are saying, hey, there's no way to upload a map from Ride Planner onto this. It doesn't work. But yet in the manual on page 100 to 101, it tells you how to do it. Our video shows you how to do it. But this guy, it wasn't him. He couldn't get it to work. And so he goes to his dealer and he says, hey, I can't get this to work. And because sometimes they don't know, and I'm not going to say all dealers don't know, but because this dealer that he dealt with doesn't know, they said, you can't do that. And so he comes to us for help. And of course, me and Ryan are texting him or messaging him, and I'm saying, really? Because I did it 4 times last summer. And I've also exported and recorded maps and stuff like this. There is a lot of capability, but it just goes to show from bike to bike, depending on whether you have the newest software. That's why your video is so important, Ryan, because even before I was part of LAB and before I was part of Sworn View, you sent me the video, paid for it, and I learned a lot. I mean, it's very important. But then people say, well, this doesn't work for me. So that's why it's important to go through that whole system, get the software updates, make sure, check your versions of your softwares before you actually upload a new software, especially on a new bike. Ryan, you'll remember the trouble I had was the Las Vegas dealership told me, hey, as soon as you get home, you need to update the map. I go home and update the map, and it completely shut off my whole GPS system because I already had an unreleased update that they were putting on the bikes, but they hadn't published it out yet on their website. So I actually went back an episode, and it ruined my GPS, and they had to wipe it and re-put the new one back on. So very important for people to be doing that, checking your software versions first, like you talk about. Make sure that if you are eligible for the update, you put it on there, and just follow through with that. And it will work, but it's going to be interesting the next couple of years where they go with this.
Yeah. I made that ride planner video over 2 years ago. I've been uploading maps and rides, and there's still dealerships, like you say, that don't think you can do that. And our video obviously tells you more than that. It actually shows you how to use Ride Planner and the software, but we've been doing that for years. And yes, it actually worked better when that boombox system first came out. Now, one of the bugs is it's not, when you're uploading them, it's not putting them in order, your waypoints. So you kind of got to go in each day. When I first got the boombox, you could just upload the ride plan, and each day when you started your bike, it would go. It actually, and that's the problem with some of the updates. They're breaking some things, they're fixing some things, and some people experience different things than other people. That's one of the frustrations. Me and Rick right now we've talked about it. There's on my end, I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to get into it, but it's not working. One of the functionalities on his, it is. And we have the same exact software updates. And so that's been the frustration all along, is not everybody is experiencing the same problems with those bugs. It's kind of affecting people different, and that can be quite a mess. And so the answer, obviously, to finish up here with Greg is no, just like usual. I love my Harley Davidson, but Harley Davidson has some flaws when it comes to customers and sometimes stuff like this and customer service. And so, yeah, whenever those batch of boom boxes were created, they put the Q12 maps in them, and hell no, Harley Davidson is not going to do the right thing and make sure you have a 2014 map loaded up before you ride your bike out the door, because they're not going to pay the $150 for you, nor would they even know how to update your maps or where to go. Honestly, they would. Most dealerships wouldn't have a clue how to do that, or that it could be done, or even to look at what version of map you have. And that's not the dealership's fault. That's Harley Davidson, the mother company, not communicating well with the dealership. So unfortunately, you're stuck with it, and you can just grab some Vaseline and bend over. And if you want those new maps over at NaviExtras, and they paired with that company, and I don't think that was a good move. But NaviExtras stands to make a ton of money if bikers are willing to pay them for those maps. I haven't done it yet. I'm still running. I can't remember the last time I looked. I updated once because I did the tutorial video, and I wanted to show how to do it. But even my maps are super old right now.
Yeah. And you talk about those little things that are different. I mean, a lot of times the followers will send us an email saying, hey, how do you do this? And sometimes it's just people follow us on YouTube or something like that, and they'll ask us a question. And of course, we try to answer everyone, even if they're not just a follower. I mean, we try to answer them, get to them as we can. And then this one here, I just kept telling them mine works fine. And I even did a little video and put it on our patron site showing that I was able to receive it. But then you went right to your bike, and you're like, yeah, mine's not working either. So it's unfortunate. It is just a little different. Mine was it was an August production of 2000. I bought it in August, but it was a production of June in 2014. So I got lucky, and I had the second quarter 14 map on my 6.5 GT. So I got lucky. But when the new one comes out, I'm gonna have to weigh it pretty. I don't mind paying for a map if that's business, but $150 is a lot of money for a map when I can go right into my Magellan GPS, and for the rest of my life, I can upload it for free. It just seems kind of ridiculous, but that company's producing it and they want their piece of the pie. Shout out to Vinny. I'm gonna give you a shout out, Vinny, for our biker boom. But they bought the pizza, but instead of wanting everybody to have a slice, they want to keep it all to themselves.
Oh yeah.
So
great analogy. And we talked about that, with a regular Garmin, you can go, and even if you don't have the lifetime updates, maps are like, $25.99 to update, stuff like that. Where you pull $150 out of your butt, NaviExtras, to charge for the same map that Garmin's charging for $25. I don't know how I can get a little more, but I don't know. I don't run the company. I don't know. Maybe but it seems like just a proprietary type way to just funnel some massive markups, because us with the boombox, you can go nowhere else. You're screwed.
Yeah, and we're not saying that that's the company's fault. That could be NaviExtras says this is what we need on our return on investment and for producing this. And like I said, I get the business. I just if the map was $50, and maybe every couple of years I'd do it, but for $150, man, I'll just fire up the Google Maps on my unsolicited endorsement there, but on my phone with my biker gripper. If I really need something, I know that their maps are pretty current, and so in a pinch, I can make that happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so just head over, guys, lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boombox. That tutorial series over there if you want to know all about NaviExtras and how to get there and what you need to do to update your maps and get them downloaded and uploaded into your boombox. That video is over there. Let's handle this email, and then we'll take it on out. We still have an open seat. If somebody wanted to jump on there in the blabosphere, and we could talk to you real quick, or if you have any questions or comments, but we'll leave it open for a little bit. And so this is Stephen Stratton, another patron, signed up as a patron some time ago. So shout out to Stephen Stratton. He also left us an email, and it was follow up to episode number 41, which is our episode all about lane splitting and whether we think it should be legal or not, and the benefits and some of the pros and cons and all that kind of stuff in between. Again, lawabidingbiker.com/41 if you want to get over there. So he's a truck driver, Steve Stratton, and we have quite a few patrons and supporters that drive truck and some long haulers and stuff, and listen to the episode. So he's out there. He's from California. And so he said, this is his comment because he just got done with episode 41. He's back cataloging, of course. He says, thought I would send you a short email. First, I really appreciate the voicemail you sent me. Oh, yeah. So I return a lot of voicemails to people when they email me. I'll actually return them a personal voicemail. He says, thanks for that. Just totally awesome, dude. Thank you. I was driving my big rig back from Oregon when I was listening to the podcast number 41, the one that dealt with lane splitting. Got a kick out of the fact that you guys kind of didn't really know what it was or experienced with it. Obviously, he's referring because we don't have it up here in Washington. As a longtime California motorcycle rider, I am very familiar with this practice. Just want to give you an FYI about this practice. Riding in the shoulder of the roadway in California is paralegal. And so what he means is, I remember making a reference because I think I asked on that episode, I said, I'm not sure does the shoulder count as lane splitting? Can you go on the shoulder? You know what I mean? And so I think he's referencing that. He's saying it's paralegal. That is considered driving in an emergency breakdown lane. Most of California's interstate systems are anywhere from 3 to 6 lanes, meaning California freeways. The law says that a motorcycle may split a lane when traffic is under 25 miles an hour. They may not ride across any solid yellow line or in the shoulder of the roadway. So that answers my question that I'm glad I didn't do it because it's not legal. You've seen the dotted white line dividing lanes on multi-lane highways. He's just referring to those. Those are the ones you can split. Lane splitting is riding down the dotted white line. The California bikers, at least the 99% law-abiding bikers, call this riding the zipper. Even though this is illegal, it is extremely nerve-wracking. Most drivers are not aware of motorcyclists in California. They are not looking for them. When doing this maneuver, you must take extreme caution and be very vigilant. Loud pipes while doing this maneuver saves lives. LOL, but no joke. I agree with them. I have many hours riding the zipper and gray hairs to prove it. One other thing, though you can ride the white line, in any lane, most of us choose the farthest left lane, the fast lane, because most drivers usually stay in their lane the farther left you go. So if you and the Soren Few MC head to Cali ever again, I hope this was infotaining. Be safe, brother. To all your crew, love the podcast, man. All right. So thank you, Steve Stratton. And there you go, guys. Straight from a California guy talking a little more about lane splitting and giving you a little more insight and getting involved in the community and letting us know some of the personal knowledge he has and sharing it with you guys, bikers. Helping bikers is what it's all about.
Hey, before we go out, hey, there's a question just came on from Arizona Jeff J. Says, how do you feel about doing a podcast on using a GoPro on your motorcycle? Tips, techniques, do's and don'ts, mounts, programs available, uploading, and viewing and sharing. And that's right up your alley. And we have those. Of course, we have those new mounts now for the biker gripper. So I don't know if you can see all the questions. So I thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah. So it's actually in the works. I'll tell you right now, one of our patrons, I'll give him a shout out, Russell Roberts. You met him at the meetup this summer, right, Rick?
I came the second.
Oh, that's right. That's
day,
right.
So
you weren't there.
Get to see him.
That's right.
I was the one that missed.
That's right. So he met us up down there. He's a very technological guy, and I've reached out to him, and we'll see if he wants to do a episode in the future. We have had numerous questions. I'll tell you one resource right now is just head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and just look for our biker gripper mounts. We sell what I know to be true. That's why I brought him on as the best GoPro motorcycle mount on the market. I guarantee it. Because I've used the cheap GoPro ones and I've got vibration and they break. And anyways, there's videos over there. And I show you a video right below that product where it's listed over in our store. And you can just go over there. You'll see it. Go to all our biker gripper mounts and you'll see the different GoPro heads and you'll see the different universal bars, engine guards, saddlebag guards. I walk you around and show you some of the different locations that I mount it. Now, it's pretty comprehensive, but it's more geared towards obviously that particular. It's not. I don't talk about software and uploads and all that. So me and hopefully Russell Roberts in the near future here in 2016 will get together because he's very, very smart about techno stuff. He's kind of a tech geek like me. And when he was down in Sturgis, he was running like 4 GoPros at a time. And he's got his bike and he just bought a bunch of our mounts and he loves them. You saw it on the personal Facebook, private patron only Facebook page. And he was loving them that we came out with those and put them in our store because he was having, I'm sure, some of the same problems. So yeah, there's just a lot to that. And a lot of guys ask me my GoPro setup for my helmet and my microphone. And I promise I'm going to do videos on that stuff. They're on the list. Rick knows how long our list is. And it just keeps growing daily, but I know you guys want to know that. And I will at least hopefully do that episode. And then I want to do a video on my setup for my helmet. Like I say, I've already done the video on the setup for my bike where I tend to put them on my bike with the biker gripper GoPro mount. So that video's out, but I'll do a follow-up video with the helmet. And then we'll probably do a podcast episode with Russell if he wants to do that. And I think he said he would. And we'll get in depth about the different devices and maybe some of the, what device works best for the GoPros and some of the frame rates and maybe where I like to set it. And then some of the different software that can be used, for sharing and things like that. But look for that in the future. We'll definitely, it's on the to-do list, but there's at least one resource I can throw you out right there, right over on our store. Very comprehensive video on the mount and where some of the places I like to mount it on. So good. With that said, go ahead.
Mark real quick said that he's really looking forward to the next update on Lurch's Road Glide. In particular, I know that we've got some stuff scheduled for some performance stuff, the Big Air system that he was going to be putting on there and stuff. So some people are asking about that too. So maybe Matt can talk a little bit about what he's going to do and compare that to his Street Glide that he had.
Yeah, right. He's going to do that naked VO intake. We've got it. Lurch is on assignment out of about 3 hours away from where we are right now. And so everything we do is remotely right now. And so we haven't been able to sit down and do that video, but we're setting a date here because probably hopefully in February we'll do that and get that intake on. And then of course he's got his 450 Titan slip-on pipes. That video has been out for some time. Any of this can be found on our site, guys, over at lawabidingbiker.com. Just use the search bar, search for Titan slip-ons or twin slash rounds or Vance and Hines, whatever you want to search for, it's over there. And it's very good search ability over there on the website to find what you need. All right, nobody else jumped in the seat, so I'm going to go ahead and lock it up as we take it out. Thanks to Clifford again. He jumped in, and hopefully we'll be doing more of these blabs. They don't work for every episode, but in the future we can do them, and we'll just have content. What do you think, Rick? We'll just, have emails and voicemails, and we'll start doing them, but we'll completely change course if somebody wants to jump in the seat and change the subject. I think it could be, we're always trying new things here at Law Abiding Biker Media, and so sometimes we can do that, or we can just schedule a Q&A, or just a blab where we really don't have any and just see who jumps in the seat. It's always nice to have at least a topic to talk about to start with, but
yeah, it's very, very cool. We are always trying to be innovative with the new ways to communicate with the followers, and that's why we it kind of sounds redundant, man. That's why we kind of push the patron deal, because for about it cost of a coffee a month, if you go to the expensive places, you can be over there on that private Facebook, and I will tell you, there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on there. Some of it's just chit chat, but a lot of it, just like even this morning, there was questions about, hey, I've had my bike this long and I've had these issues, or what's going on with this, and that's where you get guys like Justin and Ryan, myself, Law Dog. I mean, almost everybody from Law Abiding Biker, but then you also get the members that are starting to help other members. And we can't know everything. I mean, my specialty for a long time was working on the older Evo and early twin cams, carbureted bikes and stuff like that. And I've had to evolve into some of the newer stuff. So it's kind of nice that everybody's willing to give their 2 cents. And they'll tell you if they're not really sure, or they'll say, I know this is the fact because I've done it. So check it out.
Yeah, great. And that's over at lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, guys, Patreon. If you sign up, that's how you get all that. All the information's over there. Get in that private Facebook group and get a t-shirt sent your way and stickers and some other cool stuff. And anyways, all the information's over there. So, and while we're sitting here, believe it or not, in between all the other stuff, I figured out my technical glitch on why you couldn't hear the music, but I don't have time to get it all hooked up. So this is going to be unplugged. I can hear the music on my end, but you guys out there in the blabosphere aren't going to hear it. But in podcast format later, you will. And next time I'll have it fixed up. I know exactly what I did. So you shouldn't be hearing it the way I have it set up. So I guess that was true to the way I have it set up. But again, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And like I say, hopefully we'll be doing some more of these blabs in the future. We've done a couple in the past, and Rick's always glad to step up to the plate and give a hand on these blabs down there in the old Tri-Cities, Washington, guys. All right, call to action, guys. If you need a cell phone or GPS motorcycle mounting solution, get the Biker Gripper. It is the sexiest, sleekest, strongest cell phone and GPS motorcycle mount on the market. Use it to mount your cell phone, GPS devices, radar detectors, EFI tuners, toll transponders, and so much more. Tried and tested, guys, right here by the Law Abiding Biker crew. The crew tested them, guys. That's right. We believed in it so much, we stamped our very own logo on it, guys. We were willing to do that. Available exclusively in the Law Abiding Biker store. lawabidingbiker.com/biker gripper or lawabidingbiker.com/store. Of course, we already talked about it. We have the GoPro mounts over there now. And you can get hooked up with the GoPro mounts now for the Biker Gripper head or your phone or your EFI, all that stuff, guys. Thanks a lot. Don't forget the Lab Podcast hotline, 509-731-3548. Or you can leave an internet voicemail from anywhere using the microphone on your computer, anywhere in the world for free, lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail. Don't forget our regular contact form over at lawabidingbiker.com/contact. And if you can't become a patron, right now, it's just not in the budget. Well, then for free, just head over to rate us in iTunes or Stitcher Radio, lawabidingbiker.com/iTunes or /Stitcher Radio. We really appreciate it. It helps bump us up in the rankings so more bikers around the world can find us more easily and join what we call the biker revolution, guys. All right, we hope it's been informational. We hope it's been entertaining. We hope it's been infotaining. Thanks again, guys. Peace out. Have a good one.